Hey everybody, episode 42 off the clock. Thanks for stopping in. Not a funny one here today. Just I've had some stuff come up, and especially with being a business owner and working for myself, just putting myself out there every day, and it's really challenging. I can tell you that. Um, but I think it's good. I think this is my path. I think I was meant to work for myself and deal with these things that in my past that are holding me back, and so that's what I just want to talk briefly about today. um Obviously we've been in this weird um kind of reset with society the past year, and things have been different. There was that time almost a year ago when we were just at home for like a month, at least. I mean, we just didn't go anywhere, and I still had to run a business, and I made a decision to kind of work really hard on trying to get more clients and really focus on estate planning. And that was a career shift, for me. Like I'd done some estate planning, but not heavy duty, like I would need to be doing and able to support a family doing just estate planning. And um, so I think what's really triggering this is today I had somebody that tell me no, that they just didn't want me to help them because they thought I was charging too much. Um, and it just brings up a lot of stuff inside of me, like feelings like I'm not, I don't deserve that money that I was asking for, even though I think it's fair considering the amount of work it was going to take. And but in that moment, they tell you this. It was weird because it was an older person that wanted to actually text instead of have a phone conversation, um, which I thought was weird to begin with. Like normally, younger people want to text with a lawyer, but it was an older person, and they wanted to, you know, uh, uh, wanted me to look at what they had, and it was just really old, and we just had to. I had to start over, and that's a lot of work to start over with something. So I quoted him this price that was fair. At least I thought it was fair, and you know, um, and even did it was going to do it at a discount because I mean, which is another thing I'm looking at is just like how self-esteem and like self-worth are just really things that I'm really struggling with even at 40 years old, which is um difficult to talk about. I mean, it's something that is hard to acknowledge that I definitely don't want to pass this on to my kids. So I think I just need to deal with it. And I think part of it is just talking about it. And since since this is the world that we live in now, and I'm doing this one a day, why not talk about my stuff and just air it out in the open, and um, hold myself accountable to stuff, because I feel I have a lot of self worth issues, and that spills over into a lot of my life. I think, for a time there, up until the summer, I wasn't happy with, how I, looked even as a person, um, and lost some weight and feeling better about myself in that respect. But there's still that kind of like unresolved, you know, issues of, am I really, do I deserve to have success? And that's hard to I know I'm even like laughing it off right now because that's just how I deal with things, just with humor. And but deep down is like, how am I dealing with this stuff and what do I need to do? And I see somebody on a weekly basis, and we talk about these things and trying to get to the bottom of them. But it's hard to like run a business, and then at the same time, um having to do it every day. Like, learning how to uh, manage these things that are false. I mean, because I don't think I'm the best person ever, but I think I deserve success just like everybody else. And these limiting beliefs are really starting to hold me back. Um, and I think I'm starting to deal with them, but especially when I'm in this new area of law, I've done something for, 14 years, and then doing something different is a challenge in and of itself. And then I'm just throwing myself into. I'm learning everything I can about estate planning and participating in um, seminars and groups and asking for help. Even you know found somebody that's I went to high school with that's doing the same thing, and she's up on the Upper Peninsula, and connecting with her, and we're that was awesome, and learning all these things. And but at the same time, it's like every day is a struggle. I'm just having to put myself out there. And like when this person said no to me over text, it was just it was everything that I didn't want to hear. And it's so hard running a business. I wish sometimes I just like got a paycheck, and I wasn't the boss, and I didn't have to make decisions. And um, it's tough because even when you're struggling with stuff in your own life, you have to, you got to run a business, you got to pay bills, you got to put food on the table for your family. And it's hard to deal with that stuff when, when people are telling you no, and like you're, trying to work on these things, like these blind spots. Like, am I charging too much? I don't, I just don't think so. It's but there's that kind of self-doubt that I have, and I don't know if you have that. If you don't, man, I wish I had that. I wish I didn't have this like, self-doubt and self-worth issues that I know a lot of people struggle with. But it just exacerbates things when I gotta run a business and put myself out there all the time and constantly, you know, um, communicate with people when I don't want to talk to people. Um, and it's this just hearing that no today. Like I know it's sometimes it's good to hear a no, right? Like when someone tells you no, at least you know where you stand. And um, there could be a lot of different reasons for this no. And but at least that they don't want to move forward with you. It's not like they didn't say maybe and didn't respond. But it's just hard when that no comes and it hits it right at that that thing that you struggle with the most, which is, am I worth this? Having self-worth issues are just that's my big one. um and you don't have to message and say in the chat, but if you struggle with stuff like this, just send me a message privately, um because it sucks. It sucks, but I just want to you know work through these things so I can become a better person and push through it. But it's hard. So yeah, I don't know if you have anything that's holding you back, but I don't know. It's tough. Talking with somebody, a counselor helps, but just knowing that we all deserve happiness and um, is, I think, the big thing to learn from all this. But I don't know. Just seems like I'm rambling right now, but I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I haven't talked about these things before, you know, publicly, and like even with friends, they don't know that like I struggle with this kind of stuff because I just feel embarrassed, and I don't want to like um I feel like I burden people. I don't want to burden people with my problems, and that's like they're like, well, we're friends. Why would you not talk to me about that stuff? And it's just I don't know. I got that weird guilt and self worth, and not having self esteem. That's the triangle of shit that that I deal with, and I'm just gonna show up tomorrow and work on it and keep doing it because you got to keep showing up. And at some point, it'll be get better, I think. Because I've just been it's I always like I'm wanting what's next, like what's the next thing, what can I keep you know trying to achieve, and it that's not the way to live life. You gotta like look at what you got and appreciate what you have, and before you can move on. And yeah, so really not funny today. Uh, but maybe I'll talk about tomorrow something funny. Maybe I'll watch somebody fall down and on a bike or something, and I'll laugh. They'll be safe, and but they'll just fall down on a bike because that's funny. If someone falls down and they're okay in public, I find that incredibly humorous. Uh, so yeah, I just want to talk about that, and I hope you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. And we got what 323 of these to go. So strap in, folks. My goal is just to not cry on one of these. So as long as I don't cry and I do 365 of them, maybe I'll cry. I don't know if it'll help the viewership and the amount of watch. Maybe I'll cry. Who knows? But I hope you have a good rest of the night, and know that if you're struggling with something, I'm there with you. So we're in this together.